Alright, let's go into game 62. Up against a Warlock. Gonna want to mulligan as if it's discard Warlock. Don't want to keep Dirty Rat against that. Dirty Rat's just also really bad against Cube Warlock. I do like it for Mechathune Warlock, but that's not what we're mulliganing for when we don't know what our opponent is on. Keeping the Spellstone and the Alkaloid of Pain. I'm not sure about that Alkaline of Pain keep now looking back. He's okay against aggro because he provides somewhat of a body while drawing cards, which is valuable. It's not super amazing, but it's okay. The Spellstone is definitely a keep. Just so good at removing minions. However, we see the Mistress of Mixtures from our opponents telling us is probably Cube or Mechathune. Just going to throw out the Steladris here, see if they spend some removal to remove it. We have nothing in our hand to combo it with, so we're just using it as to kind of see what our opponent's going to do and maybe bait out some removal. Sure enough, there's a Dark Skies down. Dark Skies, a lot of Cube Warlocks do run it, but now I'm leaning towards more Mechathune Warlock. So going to play out the Alkaloid of Pain here. No other play really. The best answer from our opponent would be like a minion and Plague of Flames. I'm just going to cycle with the Branching Paths. See what we can get. There's nothing else I really want to play with this hand. There's a little risk of overdrawing now if our opponent damages our Alkaloid of Pain enough, but we draw the 1-drop so we can coin out trees, which is perfect because now our opponent can't even play a minion in Plague of Flames to stop the card draw from the Alkaloid of Pain. And with the coin 1-drop, we also lower our hand size so we don't overdraw. We see our opponent play Hellfire, and now I'm confused. I'm thinking maybe it's a Reno deck, because Cube Warlock and Mechathune Warlock normally don't run Hellfire. So I'm thinking it's probably Reno Lock at this point. I'm just going to play the Mishfin in Hero Power. Play the Mishfin over the Targ Creeper because it can attack with 3 attack next turn, whereas the Targ Creeper only attacks for 1. In case we need to remove something. Sense Demons, and now I'm thinking, well, maybe it's Cube Lock, but maybe it's Reno Lock still. Reno Lock could run Sense Demons. Just going to play the Targ Creeper. Don't want to play Fendrel without any combo cards this late in the game. We've already got the board. There's the second Dark Skies, so it's not a Reno deck because that's 2 Dark Skies. So at this point, I had just been on Reddit recently and saw someone post a list about like a Dragon Warlock deck, and I think that might have run Hellfire. I'm not sure if it did or not, but I'm just thinking that's another variant that this might be. It could be Cube Log that just runs Hellfire for some reason. Although we haven't seen a Skull or a Void Lord yet. And here they're just hard casting Enhanced Dreadlord. Our hand doesn't have too many things I want to play other than perhaps Zephyrus or Mulch here. We could Mulch, but they're at 17 and I don't like giving them the lifesteal. So I consider just playing Zephyrus and Zola and then picking like an 8-drop off of the Zephyrus, like Selene probably. And that way we just have a good play next turn with the 3-2 and the 2-2, and we keep a Zephyrus in hand. Also, we don't give him a lifesteal minion that way. If he gives us a polymorph, that's also not bad. I don't want to keep the Dreadlord up the more I think about it, because then it can get cubed, and we don't want that getting cubed. So we go with the Zephyrus, and he gives me something I hadn't thought about. He gives me Sap, and I'm really impressed with him here, because we have 6 mana floating, and I didn't think he would give us Sap ever here. But he does, so we can Zola play the Sap, and the Sap is so perfect in this situation. We can push the 3, he doesn't get lifesteal, and he overdraws. And I'm thinking maybe that's why Zephyrus offered us the Sap, because our opponent had a 9-card hand and it saw, hey, Sap is good in those situations. Extra good. But now it looks like, I think we just have lethal. We have 6, 7, 8 on board. We just need 6 more damage. Zephyrus, well, we have the mulch to get through the taunt. So Fireball, Savage Roar. Those should both be lethal. Unfortunately, we don't get to see what our opponent was on. I'm kind of curious, but we'll just take this nice win off of Zephyrus, really. And just a lot of doing nothing from our opponent. No Void Lord, no Skull, but some demons. And I think that the Dragon deck I saw posted on Reddit kind of had that. It had like some demons, but it didn't really have ways of cheating them out. Like it didn't have Skull, I'm pretty sure. So, and that's why I think that deck is probably just not good. There are some good Warlock Dragon cards. Just if you're gonna do demons, you want the full package. You want Gul'dans, you want Skulls. That's what makes them so powerful. Void Callers, of course. Here we go into game 63, I believe. 64. Up against a warrior, probably Pirate Warrior. Gonna want to keep that Living Roots, and the Archboar Mishfin's okay. Gonna mulligan the rest. Drawing Spellstone and Crystal Merchant. This is so nice to have against Pirate Warrior. We've got 2 removal spells, an early minion with a good stats that also draws, a 3-mana 3/4 taunt. All of these I want to see against Pirate Warrior. Sure enough, there's a pirate. Down comes the parachute, out comes the patches. That's a turn 1, 4/4 worth of stats. A little scary. I was hoping to Living Roots, but with the weapon in play, I just want to remove the 2/2. I decided to use the Spellstone. Usually I save the Spellstone over the Living Roots, but in this particular matchup, if I draw Steladris, I really would want the Living Roots. And with our hand, we don't have a way of armoring up, and we're going to be using our removal soon, so I don't think we have time to wait to upgrade the Spellstone. Better have that off chance of drawing Steladris to save the Living Roots. Our opponent here, looks like they drew a Parachuter and then dropped the Sharkfin Fan. I am really scared of Pirate Captain at this point. I think we're just going to remove as many pirates as we can this turn. Definitely Grasping Roots, the Sharkfin Fan, coin. And now the question is Crystal Merchant or Hero Power. I definitely go with the Hero Power though. It's just better against Captain, and the Merchant doesn't even draw. It's just a 1/4 if we play it here. Next turn we can, if we really want to draw, we can play the Merchant and draw. So let's see if they have the Pirate Captain. No Pirate Captain, just Sky Raider. That's a huge relief for us. Captain could have just been game over. That would have pushed so much damage, and they would have easily be able to deal with whatever we do on the following turn. So they got another, I think it's a Sky Captain. No, we don't want them playing Sky, or it's a Sky Captain, yes. So I think I'm just going to play Archboar Mishfin. If I play the Crystal Merchant, they just trade into it with their 1/2, 1/2, and 2/2. It doesn't kill anything, so all it would accomplish would draw us a card and save us a bit of HP. Archboar Mishfin has the extra attack, so at least if he trades into it, he takes down some pirates with him. Also, we have a curve with our hand. We don't really need to draw more cards. There are better cards in our deck to draw, but with the curve in our hand, it's okay. We just want to fight for board as much as possible. We got Fendrel on 4, and then on 5, Sludge Belcher or Release. Still no Pirate Captain. This has been a huge save for us. If our opponent had Pirate Captain with that opener, we probably would have been dead by now. The Horge Pillager on the 1/3 weapon is nice. He's gonna play Fendrel. And it's not looking too bad as long as they don't get Pirate Captain anytime soon. We are about to enter our Death Rattle taunts that are just really hard for the pirate to get through if they don't have silence. They do have a taunt pirate and the charge pirate. They push a bit more damage this turn, and now Fendrel can't trade into the 4/2, which is a bit concerning. Just draw the Grizzled Wizard. Don't want to play that this turn. It's got to be Sludge Belcher. They have way too much damage on board to not play. Yeah, they have lethal on board if we don't play the Sludge Belcher. Now we're in a bit of a situation. If they have silence, that's just game. If they have Pirate Captain, I'm pretty sure that's lethal. Leroy's lethal. Leroy, Pirate Captain, or Silence are all lethal for our opponent here. Range Caliber. That's not any of those, but... And now we have Bomb shuffled into our deck. If we don't draw Reno or Zephyrus this next turn, they will be dead cards on the following turn when that second bomb gets shuffled into our deck. Not to mention, that's 5 damage on the way at some point. Sure enough, if we draw a bomb next turn, that's actually lethal. Only 1 bomb in our deck, not too likely. Spreading Plague is nice here. It is nice. It'll summon us 3 1/5s, which is just going to crush this Pirate Warrior at this point in terms of the board presence. And it'll just come down to, can they burn us over the top, mostly through that Range Caliber. Are they going to buff it up, get more charges? If they only put 2 bombs into our deck, we're not too bad off. We can armor up to go above health so we can draw 1 bomb and survive. And then if we draw Reno after that, we can play Reno. Yep, they don't buff up the Range Caliber, so there's only 2 bombs in our deck. Luckily, the cannon does not go face. I'm looking at our Grizzled Wizard here as a way to go above 5 in a single turn by stealing the armor up from the warrior. We really do need to kill that ship's cannon at some point. But I decided to go with Kartoot. I think Kartoot might be right. It has some HP game that if that dies once, that'll be really nice. If it dies twice, we could even get to the point where we survive drawing both bombs. Our opponent's in top deck mode, so the losing the board part should be just about over. We finally stabilized. A Shark Fin Fan might be lethal if they get really lucky with the cannon shots. Nothing. So it might be like a Heroic Strike or some sort of burst that our taunts are stopping. There's Reno, so if we just draw 1 bomb, we definitely need to get out of lethal range of 1 bomb, so the Grizzled Wizard, I'm calculating whether we want to also hero power, but I think I want to develop the Crystal Merchant this turn and draw with it. The faster we draw to one of the bombs, the better, because then that's the sooner we get to play Reno. The longer we wait, the better chance of our opponent has of maybe getting more Range Calibers. Maybe they get a silence on our Kartoot, and they can maybe push lethal some other way. We also have a lot of armor game cards like Malfurion, Branching Paths, Ferocious Howl that we would like to draw to. So we're going to draw with the Crystal Merchant, and then of course armor up with the opponent's hero power off the Grizzled Wizard. We're at 6 HP, we can survive 1 bomb. There's the South Sea Captain. So lucky that our opponent did not get that earlier this game, or this would have been way over by now. Let's see, no bombs still. I want to kill off our Cartoot Defender this turn for 3 health. I definitely want to kill the Pirate Captain. We still need to keep this board under control. So we're at 9 here. If I armor up, we go to 10, and then the following turn we get out of range. So I think that's what we're going to do. I cycle with the Wrath. See, if we draw a bomb here, we can just Reno. Have Zephyrus. I decide I don't want to draw with Crystal Merchant. I think we're far enough ahead that one of the only ways we lose at this point is if we draw both bombs in a row. So I want to start slowing down the card draw. Once this Cartoot dies, we'll be pretty far ahead. 13. Now we can draw 2 bombs. Though we want to play a taunt soon. There's a Druid of the Swarm. Going to play that in taunt form, definitely. I think we're also going to play Floop as the taunt, just in case they have a silence, like silence Leroy, and then drawing a bomb is a way we could lose this. I'm also looking at if we just want to play Reno for the 4/6, if that will give us lethal next turn. But it does not, so I decided just to play the Floop 3/4 with taunt. I also play Zephyrus here. I think that's right. Zephyrus plus hero power just so we don't draw with the Merchant. Ooh, I draw with the Merchant. That was a misplay. That was definitely a misplay. If we had drawn 2 bombs, our opponent might have come up with some way to deal the last 3. Mortal Strike if they run that. Bombs off of Sky Barge or Ship's Cannon. We have pretty much won the game at this point, but we're still just playing around odd ways we might lose. Just going to play the 5/5. Make some trades into their board. Trading off the Merchant so we can keep our taunt up. Just going to Zola the taunt. A hero power. That was probably a misplay. I don't think... I was thinking maybe we should have just Zola'd the taunt and played the taunt. I don't see the Zola line until too late, but I think we would have preferred to have an extra taunt out just in case somehow our opponent draws, silences, and Leroys. Though I don't know if they can actually do that with their decks, so that's a win. Got a little lucky with our opponent not getting the Sky Captains or ways to buff their Wrench Caliber, but it worked out.